Hello, everyone. Our weekly tech tip is going to be over Quizizz. Now, Quizizz is an amazing website that you can use because it has a library of resources available to you. It can be extended to any platform that you're needing to send these things to, and it has a library available. So, first thing you'll do is go to quizzes.com. Kids can download this as an app in self service. And I like to log in with my student email because now I can send things directly to Google Classroom. And you can hit create and create your own quiz. You can create up to 20, but you can also use library stored quizzes that have already been made. And so you can see like I have 93 previously used, but I only have 17 in here right now. So first thing I'm going to show you is up here you can hit quizzes and it jumps to their main page. And you can type anything that you are searching on. So let's go ahead and let's say I am searching for adjectives. So I type in what I'm looking for, and you can see obviously there are lots of different adjectives. So they can pull up a more broad quizzes or a more focused one. And then I can go ahead and I can break it down by the number of questions I would like to see, quizzes, lessons, and quizzes, the quizzes only or lessons. If you see it says premium, it means that you have to pay for it, and that's probably one of the more popular ones, but you don't have to use it. You can also break it down by grade level. So let's say I'm wanting to teach second grade on adjectives. So I can see some that are available to me. And I'm going to go ahead and just click one and say this is the one I would like to use. Now, this one says it's premium, so I can't actually use this one. So that was a bad example. So let's go back. And I will use this top one then. And so over here, you can see I can start it as a live quiz. I can assign it as independent practice, or I can save and share. The other option is copy and edit. So if I just save it, I can save it to my, let's go with our writing folder, and it's going to be added there and say done. And now I can find that in my library under that folder. I can also go ahead and copy and edit. And if I choose to do that, that means now this is my quizzes. I have all 10 of these questions. I can also add more questions. So let's say I have only 10, but I want to take it to 15. I can come over here. I can find another one. Just make sure that it matches what grade level you're looking for, because like you can see that there's a lot of different ones. And I'm going to hit second grade because that's the grade level I suggested earlier. And I can see right here is another quiz. Okay, I like this one, so I'm going to hit add question. And now it jumps into my quizzes that I already made a copy of. Oh, I like this one too. I'm going to go ahead and add it. And I can jump to another quizzes from somebody else. And let's say, oh, I love this one. My kids are going to enjoy that one. I can add that. So you see that there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. You can add all 10. You can select from different quizzes. And now I have my brand new quizzes that I've created. I'll just hit publish, and now it's going to show up in my personal library. So that place I was earlier, it's going to show up right here. Now, once I go ahead and I'm ready to play it, I'll select it. I always do it as a live quiz, and then I set it as classic. You can make it a team where you put the kids into teams. You can make it a test, which gets rid of all the fun bits. Classic, and then Mastery Peak, which is a game. But I always put it as classic or team normally. And then this is where you can kind of personalize it with your settings. I'm not going to go over all of this because it is pretty self-explanatory. The things I am going to say is redemption questions. That means that it does a ratio of like, I think 5 to 1. So every 5 questions, it gives them one attempt on the question that they may have missed in the last 5. I always set these to on because now they can look at their questions and check their work. Shuffling questions and answer options means that even if kids are sitting side by side, they won't get the same exact question with the same exact answer choices in the same order. So they can't really cheat as easily. And then skip questions and attempt later. This is a new feature and it's really great because if I click that, that means that if they don't know the answer right now, they can skip it and come back to it if they have time. Name factory is if I'm doing an introduction lesson and I don't want the kids to compete against each other or know who they're competing against, I can flip that on. And then at the very bottom, you can actually create your own library of memes. So you can see I've made a couple that are just kind of fun for me. And my kids loved that I made these memes for them. They thought it was really fun, and I would let them sometimes pick as a behavior incentive what memes we were going to use. Once you're ready, you hit continue, and what will pop up on your Promethean board will be this screen right here. And they can go to their app and type in this code, or you can actually show them a QR code and they can scan this using their camera on their iPad and it'll automatically load them in. Now, they will have to log in the rest of the way with their class link information. So, if you've not done the password save under settings, I would recommend it. But you can also send the link in their classroom or Seesaw. So, this is where you can send it through Google Classroom and then you can copy the link and place it in their Seesaw if you have one of the primary grade levels. When you're finished with the whole thing, you'll hit end. Students also have the celebrations, which you can turn off because it'll send like random stuff all in the background. And you can set the theme for your quizzes, which is going to set the music as they play it. So when you finish, you hit end and you'll say yes. And once your students have actually answered all the questions, it'll show up in your reports. And this is why I love quizzes. Is it can be used for fun things as well, but you immediately know how many people participated. You know if I need to assign it as practice. So if let's say my grades were 66% and I had 72 people participate in my class, I can reopen it, but I can also assign it as a practice for them to do as homework for later on. You can see this one was actually assigned in their Google Classroom, which is why I would have to reopen it versus assign as a practice. Let's go with this one so I can show you what the data looks like though. So I had 19 students, 100% completed it, and the overall accuracy was 98%. So I can say, okay, if this was a TEK, I know that they understand fact and opinion. Now I can go through participants and get their grade level or their grade for the assignment, and I can take it as a grade. I can also go back to their questions and I can see if they got it correct or incorrect. So how many people did, and figure out which question was it one that I should probably go over, and then I could see the overview of where they were for each kiddo. Um, Another reason this is really great is if I do take it as a grade, and like let's say I have a student who doesn't do as hot, and let's say like my friend Valerie here, let's say she made a 36. I could hit these three dots. I could actually print this and send it home, and the parents could sign it and return it and see that they made the bad grade, or I can even email it to the parent, which is another reason it's really, really awesome, is because you have that accountability built in. So, Quizizz, you can have your own library. You can also just go through the Explorer and find a Quizizz and immediately send it to your kiddos. You can use it for recess. You can use it for math facts. You can use it for behavior. There's just a whole lot of different ways you can use Quizizz. So it is free. It is in self-service. And if you would like for me to come in and assist you in running a Quizizz and getting your kids set up with Quizizz for the first time, please book me and I would love to assist you in that endeavor. I hope this was useful and I look forward to hearing from you.